this is another reading, random reading for twin flames energy update. Okay, so we're gonna look at the masculine and the feminine's headspace. We're going to also try and look at what action your twin is going to take towards you. Okay, so let's start shuffling and get you some cards. So I'm already feeling it's quite of an energy of kind of slowing down a little bit and just kind of looking within. A bit of a hermit energy I'm feeling. Okay, what do we have for twin flames energy update? I'm just gonna get you one card, kind of underlying energy card first. What's the underlying energy for this reading? The underlying energy for this reading. The underlying reading for this twin flame energy update reading. Energy up. Ooh, okay. Ooh. The Nine of Wands. Okay. And the bottom of the deck, the Two of Pentacles. So your underlying energy has to do with balance. And I feel like you're coming out of the darkness. You worked really hard. And you're kind of maybe a little bit beaten up by the journey, you know. But you are really close to your destiny. You're really close to your destiny, and you're close to the destination or whatever it is you wanted to achieve. Okay, so that's what these cards talk about, and this talks about balance and focusing on one thing at a time. So I feel what this tells me about the underlying energy is, again, to take a step back and just look at the situation and don't get yourself too overwhelmed with the past and all the things you need to do. Take a step back. Excuse me. Take a step back and kind of it's recommending you to look at your situation and find some balance and focus on one thing at a time, because when you're trying to juggle too many things, in the end the burden is going to be too much and nothing is going to happen. And what I get as well, maybe you've been pushing a lot with your relationship. Maybe there has been a lot going on with you in the past, in your relationship, between you. There's a lot of different factors that has been really weighing you down, and now it's about focusing on what's practical. Focus on what works, instead of just staying in your mind and confusing yourself, and which leads you to take on too many things and just being in a state of confusion. So narrow your focuses, or focusing things that you're doing, like many different things. So try to do one thing at a time and try to do everything properly, so you don't have to rush and that will automatically narrow your options down, because sometimes we're trying to do many things and we can't possibly do them the best if we are trying to rush it. So it's really important to for you to feel satisfied, and for you to not feel like it's a burden, is to do it properly. And so you can be, even if you just did 1 or 2 things instead of 10 things, at least you did these 2 things properly. You gave your best, and that is what really makes you feel accomplished and feel good. And yeah, so if you've had some problems with your twin or your soul connection, maybe you've been focusing on him and focusing on what he wants or doesn't want, focusing on his family or all these surrounding issues, and these cards are encouraging you to focus on what's there. Like, can this work, or can it not work? What do we have physically? Kind of getting more into a practical mindset instead of just rushing things. Okay. So now we're gonna get you some cards for masculine's headspace. Where is that in masculine's divine masculine's headspace? What messages do we have for divine masculine headspace? What messages do we have for divine masculine headspace? Let me just drink some water. My throat has been playing up. I've actually been noticing I'm not the only one with throat problems, but must be the energies kind of that's way too many cards falling out. Ooh, okay. It's too many cards. I need 1 card at a time, or 2, and not 20, please. Maybe that correlates to what we were talking about here. Too much at once. Focus. Okay, 1 message at a time, please. What do we have for masculine's headspace? What do we have for masculine's headspace? Oh, you wanna come up? Okay, this one. Ooh, wasn't that one that came up before? Was that the Son of Wands? Okay, we got the Father of Wands. Let us see what the Father of Wands is talking about here. The Father of Wands, the King of Wands. The Father of Wands is a man of mystique and charisma. Others are drawn to him naturally, and he welcomes them with an open and loving heart. Usually you'll find him involved in the healing arts, as he's deeply compassionate and in tune with life and nature. He's able to hold steady and still during conflict. Okay. So he is, well, that's a pretty powerful energy for him to have in his headspace. I'll get us a clarifier for the Father of Wands before we move forward. Clarifier. Ooh, okay. Well, okay. So he's definitely wanting to create something with you. He wants to be in his in his mind, he wants to feel like he's in power, and he's doing that by looking at what he has achieved and looking at what he has, and really taking taking charge of his own life. Excuse me. Oh my god. Okay. So so yeah, so he is laying out his coins to look at what it is. What do we have here? I feel like he is assessing what it is he wants. Does he want this relationship? What is it? What's the pros and pros? Okay, and that's what this card is talking about as well. Weighing up the options, weighing out the facts, because I feel like he hasn't always been in this energy. He, in his head, he's been maybe a bit more confused. This is a bit more directed energy. This is very directed. This is taking lead and focusing. And I feel like he is coming out of this confusion by trying to sort out his emotions, by laying out the cards on the table so he can see things clearly and evaluate the situation. And what else do we have for masculine headspace? Masculine headspace. Ooh, okay, you flew out. 3 of Wands. Okay, so this card talks about being maybe a little bit codependent, and also wanting to break free and walk on your own path. Maybe he feels like he has been codependent on you and other people, and you have been also. I feel like your connection is like the third stick, and you two are these sticks, and you kind of can't really walk, you know. This stick is like, it stays together, and it can't really. I feel like you want to break free. Each of you, like, he wants you to walk your own path, and he wants you to grow and find your own place, and build your own empire within you. Okay, and he wants to do the same thing. He wants to feel abundance, and he wants you to feel abundance too. And he might feel like some things in the past has been holding you back, but for you to really come into union and come back, he feels like you have to sort out your own heart's desires at the moment to get into the space of abundance together, because together with your union, you can create magic. And the more vibrant and the stronger each of you are within, the stronger the connection is going to be, and the stronger the magic you can create together. So if you are not healed, if you have issues, it doesn't mean you have to go your separate ways. It's more, what I'm talking about is allowing each other to experience their own experiences and not try to stop each other from that. And let's see what else we have. Masculine headspace. Masculine headspace. Oh, okay. Wow, okay. Let us see. What do we got here? So this energy is talking about not so much movement, okay? That's about holding on to what you have. So I feel like maybe you're not ready to move on from something. Maybe you're feeling, maybe if you've already been in this relationship for a while, this card talks about feeling not being grateful, not feeling gratitude towards the relationship. So I feel like maybe you have been holding on to something because you feel like you can't see beyond. You can't see at the moment. You can only see that these are the coins you have, and you're holding on to them, but they're not going anywhere. Okay, they're really contained with this cross here. And the infinite sign also tells me here that it's kind of, in this situation, in this particular reading, I feel like it's in meaning it's not really going anywhere. It's staying within this cycle here. Okay, and if you want to grow, that's why he wants to break out of this, because maybe it has been stagnant. Maybe you've started to lose the image and idea of what your relationship is really about. And it's about growth, and everyone's connection about growth, but in many different ways, of course. But I feel like it could have been holding you back. So the advice is to really really kind of try something new. Maybe assess why it is you're feeling like this, and try to find the good in the situation. Find what it is you appreciate with your twin, and because he feels like stuck, and I feel like he wants to grow. You see, he doesn't want to stay stagnant, but that's how it is right now for him in his mind. He wants to expand his horizons, expand the way he's thinking. He is getting into this energy, and this energy is not really a match with that. This is more about freedom. This is about, and this card also tells me he does have really strong, passionate emotions towards you. But he's holding back. The king, the father of wands, doesn't always say everything, He's a bit more he calculates a bit more, or he's responsible, but he is very creative, and he wants to expand. He wants things to grow. He is all about creativity and seeing change. And this is not change. This is staying in one place, and it's also a card of abundance. So you do have a lot. What you do have is very valuable. These 4 coins, which could represent your love, it could represent your home, it could represent your family, and an income, or your business, or your passion. Those things that you have, the things you've realized, the lessons you've realized is valuable. And he's trying to really, by getting into this energy, it's telling me he's trying to break through from that, and he needs to kind of find some more gratitude, because right now he's not feeling the gratitude. He's lost in this ungrateful kind of situation, which we all get in that when we start taking things for granted. Okay, so that's all the messages for the headspace of the masculine. And now we're going to get you some cards 4, the feminine's headspace, okay? What does the feminine withhold in her headspace? What does the feminine withhold in her headspace? Ooh, okay. She is really trying to find the light in the darkness and show people who she is. Okay? So she's really trying to she's feeling, she's been sick of sitting there in the dark and just being one of a million. She wants you. So I'm talking about you, the feminine, for me, because I am the feminine. I am just going to say you. So you are feeling like you have to show yourself now. You're coming out of your shell, and you don't mind speaking out. You don't mind telling your twin, your soul connection, how you feel, and standing in your truth. Even if he doesn't like what you have to say, it doesn't matter, because your light is shining bright, and you have some deep insight. You have some really strong emotion and passion. You're passionate about what you're feeling. You're passionate about what you want to do, and you really want to put it out there in the world and express it and let people know where you stand, who you are. Okay. What else do we have for the feminine in her headspace? Okay. Ooh, the Ace of Swords. That is quite of an amazing card to get in your headspace, because this means you are really starting to focus. You have been weighing out your options, and you are to find your truth. If you haven't found it yet, it's really by you standing up. Look at this. He's standing up, and everyone else is just kind of awed by this powerful light, by your powerful truth that holds within your passion. Your passion is your truth. Okay? A new truth. This is about a new way of thinking, a new truth, and a new a new beginning with your mindset. Maybe you've been in the dark before. You've been out here in the dark. Your mindset has been kind of average, not really believing in yourself, not really feeling like you're something special. And I feel like you're getting a striking realization, or you have, realizing how amazing you are when you actually look into how you truly feel, your truth, and you're feeling this strong energy to express to him how you feel, who you are, and not back down. And also allow him to do the same, because you realize how it's important for you to do that. And another thing I get from this is also for it to really come from your heart and not from a defensive place. So just be aware of where it comes from. But if it comes from your heart, if it comes from your truth, there's nothing else to do than speak your truth. That's how I feel. And it's hard to do sometimes. Okay. What else do we have for the feminine's headspace? What do we have for the feminine? Oh, that one just was quick. Wow, this is basically, look how similar these cards are. What it tells me is when you speak your truth, and you've been really doubting yourself in the past, I feel like. And now when you're coming out with your truth and your power, you are really going to transform. There's going to be some huge transformation within your thinking patterns, your mindset. It's really going to help you by you standing up. It's like it's going to put you into a different frequency and attract a lot of abundance and attract new things. And I feel like, yeah, you're going to break free from old patterns that have been holding you back, mindsets. I feel this energy of like, just kind of sick of it, when you come to like, fuck it, let's just do it, whatever, I'm just gonna say what I feel, like this really, really energetic and kind of passionate coming from love and strength and compassion for yourself, and it just really getting yourself out there and showing yourself, showing how beautiful you are, how beautiful your mind is, how beautiful your heart is. And he's really, I feel like he is really going to, it's going to inspire him as well. It's going to inspire your twin. And it's going to make him think and see you in a different way. It's going to transform the way your relationship is. Whatever your relationship has been, it's not going to be the same anymore. It's going to change a lot because you are finally getting into a space where you have found your truth, where you realize things, where things just feels clearer to you because you have been, or you are going to weigh out your options and focus, because you're coming out of this kind of holding all the burden, okay? So, and juggling too many things and making yourself confused instead of all these different truths. You focus on this one truth, your heart, and channeling one truth at a time from your heart instead of trying to make all this sense in your head. You are channeling your truth from your heart, and that's what has changed. Before you maybe have been thinking too much what others think and adjusting your thoughts and trying to make everyone happy, and now it's just like, I can't do this anymore. I can only say my own truth, like kind of over it. And it's a really exciting energy. It's like, wow, getting out of this, really learning something and transforming and growing. Another card for the feminine's headspace. Okay, what else do we have? What else do we have for the feminine's headspace? Okay, this one and this one here. These ones. There's a few here. Okay. Ooh, look at you. The sun. Okay, the sun. Who doesn't like to get the sun in the reading? Beautiful. You are. Look. This is the light from this. If you would make a close-up. Really. It's like your truth. You're finding joy again. You're really finding the light in the end of the tunnel. You're finding your truth. And like, you're sick of also in your mind, maybe you have been, has been things you haven't been wanting to look at. This is what this card is about. Kind of, you see the sun is dark here, and here you have the sun. So I feel like maybe you will be blocking some parts of your sun. So be careful to not go back into the self-doubt and really trusting your intuition. Okay? Trusting your intuition, and because the swords is thoughts, and the sun is your vital energy. It's just pure creative energy. And sometimes when you are thinking too much, you can be blocking your this flow. You can block this flow of love, flow of self-love. And I feel like it's really time for for you to express things from your heart and try to pull back from this worrying mindset. And you can do that by meditation and different means, but I feel like this is more of a warning card, just to be aware of what can be an obstacle, and that can be an obstacle. But you have some really powerful energy here. You have a lot of potential to be happy. That it's there. It's your job to allow it to flow, to allow yourself to transform. It's already, like, it's not something you have to do for it to happen. All you have, like, it's already part of your experience. These things happen naturally. The only thing that is in our way is our own negative thinking, and we are usually in our own way. See, so you got the 5, 6, 7 of swords here. Also, it could be that there is something that you don't want to share in your headspace. So there is something you're holding on to, usually what this card is talking about. So I feel like maybe there is something you have to bring up to the surface, and maybe there is something that you're not ready to tell him yet, and this is why, or you weren't ready to tell him, but now you are. Okay, let me see, get a clarifier for this card here. What do we have? A clarifier for the 7 of Swords. Okay, clarify for the 7 of Swords. Clarify. Oh, okay. So, a few cards here. Always so many cards are jumping out at me. Let us see. Justice. Mother of Wands. 9 of Cups and Son of Swords. Okay. So I feel like, okay, so between, I feel like this is telling me about the feminine and the masculine, and I feel like you have had overflow with happiness. You've experienced that with your twin. In your mind, you know, and you want to be equal with him. You want to be equal with your partner. You want him to express his truth, and you want to express your passion and your truth. And I feel like maybe there could have been something that you have been withholding regarding, because you haven't been wanting to break the balance. You haven't been wanting to pop the bubble. So you have been withholding this. This is why. And I feel like that has been affecting you. It has been affecting your light and your own flow, because you have been trying to hold on to a situation and make it something it is not, because the truth is what you feel. This happiness, it's if you're not expressing your truth, it's just kind of a illusion of happiness, because you need to experience whatever you have to experience. Your truth, what you feel, even if it causes trouble, you see, because you haven't been wanting to, like, kind of create a problem or something, but you have been wanting just for you to be good, for everything to be good, and you sacrificed your own truth for that. You sacrificed your own integrity and everything, just to keep the peace, because maybe your twin has been someone that in the past haven't dealt very well with you expressing your truth. Okay? So, and with the Daughter of Pentacles, the Daughter of Pentacles is very responsible. And I also feel here that that can be a part of this energy here that you have, and also with this card here for the underlying energy that you have been putting on a lot of responsibility and in trying to control the situation, trying to control the outcome, and to be something that feels good to you instead of for it to be whatever it is, flowing through your truth. Whatever your truth brings, that's what needs be. Okay? And by avoiding it, you starting to hold on to a lot of things, holding on to the burdens of the things, the unsaid things, your unsaid truth, okay? And trying to readjust what you want to say, readjust how you think. Now you're really getting into this energy of breaking out of that, of expressing your truth, because it's just have piled up. And what I wanted to say as well is to be careful to not bring yourself into that energy again, because it could always be a cycle. You see, I have the infinite sign here, but because it's easy to fall back into all the habits of really allowing yourself to kind of quiet yourself. So this is really, it's beautiful. Your light is shining. You got the sun card, which is about positivity. It's about creativity and moving into something new and shining your light and joy. Really coming into your own truth. And removing all the confusion around it. That's quite interesting. Divine Feminine. So that is all the messages I have for your headspace, Divine Feminine. Let's move on to the next part. Okay, let's see. What actions is your twin is going to take towards you? What action is your twin going to take? What action is your twin going to take towards you? What action? Okay. Ooh, look at that. And so your action from your twin flame, he is definitely taking some action, but he is feeling a little bit in the dark. Let me read to you about this Two of Swords, okay? Two of Swords, blocked vision, stalemate. The Two of Swords depict two opposing forces that have reached a stalemate. You cannot progress forward. Okay, so these energy are kind of opposing each other here. A relationship, you cannot progress forward with either a relationship or life decision. There's an answer that's being blocked, maybe by choice. Many times this card will indicate you do not wish to face the truth the light will reveal. Okay? So, it's interesting because this one is really about moving forward. And maybe your twin is not really willing to see what it is really is going on. Okay. Maybe he's trying to rush in. He's trying to rush everything, but he's missing something. Okay. And I feel like you might be noticing that and feeling like you want to step back a little bit. And this could go both ways, actually. It could be that you are rushing, even though this is about what he's doing towards you. It could be that he is kind of not wanting to see what's going on with you backing off, or maybe he doesn't understand you because he's so focused on what he wants. So he's like in the dark because he's so focused on himself and what he wants that he is missing the point of what it is you want. So that could be a thing. Okay, let's see what else do we have for what action is your twin going to make? What is the action? Okay. The Emperor. Well, he is really taking the lead here. He's really taking the lead here. He's really wanting to build a world with you. He wants to be in his masculine power. This is a very masculine power of growth and building something solid. He wants you to be his empress, and he is considering his choices though, and I feel like he is with the Father of Swords. He's someone that is really sharp with his words, but he's also very just. He's very he speaks his truth always, but he's very logical, and he's very disconnected from his emotions, and he can come across really cold and sharp. And the Emperor too, he's very in his powers. He got both the very forward, very leader kind of, taking charge, speaking the truth, saying things. And I feel like you got the same thing, Divine Feminine, because you had also all about. I feel like there's two really strong-minded individuals here. Two individuals that for a long time haven't believed in themselves, and now are really finding their inner power, and both are kind of really exploring this new side of themselves. And I feel like this is the Wish card, okay? So this is about considering your options. So he has been considering his options. He feels with this card, it could be that he might be looking away from one option. This is also telling me, confirming this card here, that there's one of the options that he doesn't want to accept, okay? Almost like this kind of feeling like being in denial about something that, because he's so determined, he doesn't want to look at, he doesn't want to take a no to an answer, okay, for an answer. And he is really focusing on his dream. He wants to grow something with you. And the Emperor and the Father of Swords is both fathers. It's telling me he does want a family with you, and he wants to pursue you. He wants to, but he maybe wants to pursue other things too. So he might be considering if it is really what he wants. He knows he wants a family. He wants to be in his truth. But what does he want related to you? Okay, or what does it mean for all these other things in his life. Let's get you one more card. What? Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. This is too many cards. The Mother of Swords and the Father of Swords. So this is really confirming this again. What is this tells me of a couple that are really strong in their truth, and you both are really starting to align with your own truth, but it could also mean a bit of stubbornness. And I feel like you both, like, he wants to move forward with you. He sees you as, like, now when you're getting into your power and holding on to your sword of truth, he's really starting to respect you, and it makes him want to go towards you even more. For her, the Mother of Swords is, let me read to you about the Mother of Swords. So, she is sharp and perceptive. You'll often find the Mother of Swords putting her sharp perceptions to use as a therapist, doctor, or teacher. She is extremely experienced and knowledgeable in her field. Some think of her as all-seeing. Okay, so I feel like you're really seeing things clearly. Okay, and he sees you as someone that sees things clearly. And he's wanting to match you. He's wanting to match you and be on your level, and also come with his truth. You inspire him to be in his truth, and you both might you could get into a bit of a conflict even about getting into your expressing your truth, but that's part of it, and it's part of your lesson. And he wants you to know that he is the emperor. He wants you to know that he can build a life for you, that he's a strong masculine, that he's honest and just, and like he really wants you to see him as well as he sees you. Okay, so that's all the messages I have for you guys today. Please, you're welcome to join me for another reading next time. If you want to keep up to date, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification button so you get reminded when a new video is uploaded. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.